So yesterday, Complex's hip hop media power rankings list came out, and Joe Budden was sitting at the top of the list. Now he went live this morning to actually gloat a little bit about him being number one. Well, earlier this morning, DJ Envy left a post, which a lot of people saying he's hating on Joe Budden because of what he said in this post. Now I'm going to put this post up on the screen real quick, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. And actually, we actually recorded a video on this complex hip hop media list because a lot of people don't feel good about the list. But hey, that's what's going to happen when you put out a big list like that. People are going to be snubbed from that list. But nevertheless, here's what DJ Envy said that has Joe Budden about to spit fire at him supposedly later today. Now you guys are getting this early because I'm telling you, by later on today or tomorrow, a couple days from now, it's going to be a lot of back and forth and a lot of people talking. Well, he put this up. Here's what Envy put up on his page, right? He put, y'all do know that complex list is BS. Let's be honest. What's bigger than the Breakfast Club or the fact that Charlotte owns a podcast company with a bunch of successful podcasts, his late night show, and the fact that he is the go-to guy for like every other show? I guess these lists are like assholes. Everybody has it. Now, do I think it's hate? No, I don't think it's hate. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's hate. As much as people, don't want to keep it real about what goes on, first and foremost, the people on that list, Academics deserves to be in the top three, I think. But him and Joe Budden actually did work at Complex, so that's kind of a conflict of interest. Just like if we make a list, I'm going to put us top five in the list, period. Maybe top three. I'm just going to do that, and just like anybody else if they make the list. But you want to be real about stuff like this. Why I don't think that it's real? Because if I had to make a list and put someone at the top of the list, it will probably be the Breakfast Club as a whole, even with Angela Yee, period. Even though they had people like Sway on the list and others on that list, I would have to, put them on that list. Angie Martinez is on the list. But as far as the last 15 years of hard-hitting, consistent hip-hop content interviews, the go-to, as DJ Envy says, for interviews, I mean, it just don't get no better. It don't get no better than what the Breakfast Club did. Trend-setting, everybody building that platform based on that. I mean, you got people even out there, right, that'll even want to put a girl in the dynamic. Like, they thinking that, okay, whatever they do, I got to do it. So if they put a girl in there, let me put a girl in there. It goes that deep, with this. So, yeah. And then they mentioned memorable moments. I think Joe Budden's memorable moment was when he about to get his ass whipped by the Migos. And I think character should also, be a part. Now, there's no shade to Budden or anyone because he definitely should be, on that list. And people are going to be mad no matter what. Who's in that number one spot? Somebody's going to say something about it. But if I had to pick, it'll be Breakfast Club number one on that list, period. Would be. And, that's not agreeing with everything Charlamagne says, Angela Yee, DJ Envy. Of course, we don't agree with everything they said, but come on. And then you talk about the podcast network, which are a bunch of, podcasts that are successful under the Black Effect. But then you got some people that have podcast networks and people underneath them that are ass. And you know who they are out there. Oh, we got podcasts. You ain't the Black Effect Network. You just got a bunch of podcasts that keep leaving under your network and ain't making no money. We all know because we was one of them, right? So stop with the noise. The people that's talking about they got podcast network. But we do see the Black Effect. Most of those podcasts, if not all of them, are successful. And that's the true measure. That's the true measure. Character should be a part of this. And who have you birthed underneath you? And I'm not even going to put our name. We already did our video talking about how we feel about the list and whatnot. And I'm not even going to talk about us right now because our work speaks for itself. Our resume speaks for itself. That is what it is. We're better than at least 10 people on that list. But hey, it is what it is, right? Popularity, nobody backing us. That's how it's going to be, I mean, you got Carisha on it. Like, are you serious? You got some people like, are you not even hip hop? But hey, the list is flawed. And since when did we let Complex be the authority on hip hop? Since when? Since when was Complex the authority on hip hop and making lists for hip hop? Are you serious? Get the heck of that crap out of here. Now, Vlad TV, gotta put him on there. Top 10. I mean, if you look unbiasedly at his platform, right? He's the number one hip hop platform as far as views. And this probably has been for the last 5 years straight. Gotta put him on the list. I'm not gonna go through the whole list, but like I said, character. Did you beat up women? Things that should also be on. I guess they not looking at that really at the end of the day. But come on, man, you got to be serious. You got to be serious when you putting a list like this together. But nevertheless, man, that kind of is what it is. I don't think that it's hate. I just think that it's DJ Envy standing up for his friend and really looking at the optics and looking at the analytics of this thing and say, okay, this is what it is. Look at Joe Budden. I mean, like, who has he birthed underneath him besides Rory and Maul, who they had contract dispute with each other? You know what I mean? And now they went off into their own thing, right? Consistency. And then let's look at, here's where I got to talk about us. People who really did it from the ground up. Like most of these people on the list, failed rappers, had to start at radio. We had to do it from the ground up, getting our own guests. We didn't have people coming to the biggest radio station in New York City, which is the biggest media market, to come do interviews. Nah, we had to put our own money that we earned off of YouTube into paying someone a substantial salary and paying employees substantial salaries to actually go and send emails to people to get them to come on our show on our merit, not on the merit of the radio station, not on the merit that I was a old rapper that failed in the game, right? Nah. So, hey, that's how I feel about it. I don't care what anybody thinks. That's just what I think. And stay tuned for our full coverage on this, our full coverage. Because we talked about this yesterday on the list. And come on, man, our resume speaks for itself. Over 335 episodes before we did any interviews, and over 400 interviews logged in the last 3 years. Over 400 hard-hitting interviews. Over 30 videos that went over 1 million views on Hip Hop News Uncensored alone. Over 400 million views on Hip Hop News Uncensored alone. Are you kidding me? Talk about hip hop and then talk about, crossing the lines of going to hip hop, to politics, to comedians, to movie stars, to ex-movie stars, and, up and coming people, to community leaders. Like, nobody does it like we. No name people, right? People that have been, blackballed in the industry, people that nobody else want to interview, and making names out of them. Stop it. But hey, no backing. No big names behind us, none of that. Nobody's co-signing us, so it is what it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Peace.